and 1.
What's up, dude?
We are live. What's up, Brandon?
What's up, dog?
Miss you, bro.
I missed you too.
We're back, baby.
Hey,
We're back.
It's been a month too long.
Hey, we
But
still
we're
kicking
back.
it though. Hey, we've been busy behind the scenes, guys. We miss you. Shoot. Where do we begin? Let's start with this beautiful painting behind us.
Oh, dude, this painting came out so dope.
Shout out to Maddie Kane.
Yeah.
I think her Instagram is Americane Art. We'll drop her tag at the video after this. But she really just brought this to life. Honestly, like, she's like, we kind of been talking about it for a while, and she's like, yeah, you know, I want to support you guys. I want to do something. Because she's an amazing artist.
Oh, no, she's really talented.
And I just was like, look, this is our logo. You know, just do what you want with it. Like, I don't care. We'll pay you. And she literally did this in 2 hours.
I know.
So, like, when I look at that and I think of, like, just 2 hours, I'm like, that would probably take me, like, a month just to figure out, like, how to write the letters. Just kidding. No, but today is a very special day. We have a very special guest. We got the famous, the powerful Georges Monatin.
Yo.
All the way from Ivory Coast. What's
How you
up, my
doing,
man?
boy?
How you been, man?
It's
good to have you on.
What's up, brother?
Thanks for joining.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
So, Georges, glad to have you at the table. And
Thank you for the invitation.
For sure, man. Thanks for stopping by. I know we've been talking about it for a while, and
Yo.
finally just found the right time, right?
Yeah.
We were hanging out last weekend at the pop-up shop.
Mm-hmm.
We were riding some horses, hanging out. We were like, get to talking. We're like, you know what? We gotta just drop an episode next week. We have to.
Oh, yeah.
We have too good of a time together. So, yeah, man. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, I wanted to start off by just kind of telling everyone, like, how we know each other.
Yep.
You know, so we've known each other, I don't even know how long, actually, but I know that we met on the mountain snowboarding. And just to set the stage, like, so it was a day where I went by myself.
Yeah.
And I went all the way to Sipapu. And at the time, I was coaching wrestling. And, like, so, like, I only had, like, certain days off, you know? So if I had that day off, I was going, even if it was by myself.
Yeah.
So all my friends couldn't go. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go against the grain. Go by myself.
Dude.
So I show up. I go to freaking Sipapu. I'm in my jersey. I'm zoned out.
Yeah.
I got my Vikings jersey on. And so I'm just hitting it all day. It was like mid-morning, and I see, all of a sudden I see this guy in a jersey or like hitting a ramp. And this guy, I'm not kidding you, it was Georges, aired out and tried a freaking front flip, dude. He missed the landing by like that much, but he did a full front flip. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I've never seen anyone just go, like, balls to the wall like that. And so, like, after, I was like, yo, bro, that was sick. Like, have you been shredding for a while? This guy's like, dude, this is, like, my second season, bro. I'm like, we got to kick it the rest of the day, bro. Because I like surrounding myself with people that are, like, you know, not afraid to, like, go crazy, you know?
Like, push the boundaries.
Yeah, and so I was like, hey, bro, is it cool if we just stay shredding all day? And sure enough, we just hit the mountain hard, huh?
Yeah.
We did like a sick little video shoot.
Crazy.
That was a good day. So ever since then, we've been, you know, we've been friends. We've stayed in touch. We went shredding before.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you to. We're gonna have like this winter, all three
Oh,
go
yeah,
together.
definitely.
You know, maybe hit Colorado slopes or something. But
It's happening.
no, man.
Yeah,
but
dude,
something
definitely.
stood out. Like when I just saw you, it was just like you weren't afraid, and you were just like in the zone, you know, and you were just sending it. And, like, I feel like that's, like, your character even off the mountain.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you're kind of... People can say it's reckless, but it's really you just being a risk taker. You know? And having confidence, right?
So the thing is, like, for me is, like... I don't like if. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, the word if. Because, you know, that's where you see it and you're like, if only I did that.
That's true.
I could have been able to do this. See, right? That word
Yeah.
if, right? I'm about, like, do it. If it doesn't work, then you know it didn't work. But if it does work, then you're happy, right? Because you did it right. And that's what I'm about. Like, just always pushing. And it's like, it's not only on the mountain. It's all about, you know, my life, my education, my goals, you know? And just, like, just avoid the word if in my life. That's how I live. That's literally how I live about. Like, avoid the word if. Because if you have an if, then you regret it.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good way of putting it. You know, I've never looked at it that way.
Like, I've heard like a different interpretation of it. It's like woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know?
Yeah.
But it's like I when I first met you and you were talking, like you just jumped on the horse at the pop shop. And I was like, damn. Dude, this guy has some balls.
This guy jumped on the horse like Bill the Kid, freaking riding him out.
Hey, when he did that, I was all.
This guy's gangster.
Oh yeah, but it also brought that good vibe. Like he's willing to try anything.
Yeah,
Or
that's
just
true.
be happy.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? And that was awesome. Just to experience this and watch it. I was like, damn. I think everyone there was just like watching, like.
Oh, that's a cool way of putting it, man. The word "if," it's you don't think about it, but every time you use the word "if," it's because, like you just described it. You know, it's never
just regretting whatever you didn't do.
Yeah.
You know,
you miss 100% of the shots you
exactly.
don't take. So might as well just shoot your shot every day, and you know. Even if you miss half of them, you're still landing the other half, and those other shots that you land could take you somewhere that you never would have thought you would have gone.
And then you said, "What's life without risk?" That stuck with me. I was like,
right?
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, when you live life with risks, right? It's either you get it done, and it's like, okay, I got it. So now next step forward, right? Or it's either you don't make it, but you learn something from whatever you know. You did, you know.
Yeah. Even if you don't physically grow from it, you grow from it internally.
Exactly.
So like you get a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser, and that's almost just as good as if you would have accomplished whatever you're
trying.
And
I can take a little example as like, you saw me the first time. That was my first time trying a front flip on the slope, right? First time ever, right?
We have video footage.
And then you go forward, to like, you know, that season that just passed. Where like I'll go and hit a front flip and people be like, what the heck? And I'm like, yeah, that's my third season, and the surprise. And for me it was like that day, that first try, I missed it, but I understood why I missed it.
Yeah.
Right? It was as simple as me extending my body while I was turning.
Yeah.
Right? So by sitting down and watching the video, I'm like, oh, that's what I did wrong. So then I learned something.
Yeah.
That's why I don't call failure, I call it a lesson.
Yeah.
Then you can step forward from it.
Yeah, you know that's powerful.
Yeah, that is. That's really good. It's like you didn't give up and you took the small victory of failing, but it was your lesson.
Exactly.
Well, when you take risks, you skip like A, B, C, D, you know, and you can, if you do something with confidence and you take a risk, you skip so much time, you know, like some people I know have been shredding for like 10 years and they're barely kind of, you know, I kind of got buttering down, or they really have it in them, but they're taking A, B, C, D, you know, baby steps, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if you're a risk taker, you can skip steps, and you could just accomplish so much more, you know? Even if you fail, you know? Even if you fail, like you said, wake up the next day, watch the video, all right, I'm going to hit the front flip today.
Yeah. You know? And I feel like that's how life needs to go, man. Like, I mean, like that you said, it's not everybody that is like that risk taker. You know, they like to like, you know, assess the situation and kind of take that step back and before they jump into it. But I feel like if you have it into you, don't think twice. Just go for it. You know, because you can be a great person. And like we're literally taking the example of the snowboarding, but that's just an example.
Right.
Like, and literally everything you're doing in life, like you can just implement that.
That's what I was gonna say too. Is like the snowboarding is a small example, but like the reason we stayed connected after that is because I like realized that you take that risk and that confidence in everything you do. Yeah. So like whenever we got to talking about schooling, you know, about just having discipline, like you weren't just crazy on the mountain and that's it. Like you're taking that and it's planting good fruit, you know? Like you took a risk by coming out here from
Ivory Coast.
That's in Nigeria, right?
No, Ivory Coast.
So Nigeria?
It's by Nigeria, neighbor west from Nigeria.
Okay.
So it's West Africa. It's just kind of like you have Africa. You have that. I call it that little butt. That little boat. We're like literally at the edge. If you're familiar to Ghana, so it's like we just neighbor to Ghana on the west.
Nice.
Side. Yeah.
And so how long have you been here in the States?
So 2020 is gonna be my 6th year.
Nice.
Yeah. Exactly this month in a couple of days is gonna be my 6th year.
Dang. And you said this is your last year of college, right?
So this is my
senior year.
That's my last. So I'm a senior. So it's complicated because I'm over. Sometimes I do it and I'm like, God, why did I put myself into that? But I'm an overdoer. So it was supposed to be my senior year last year. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to graduate last year, but when I moved to New Mexico, I had an opportunity where I could just do a master while I was doing my bachelor, and I was like, why not? It's just gonna add a year to my
So
education.
next year you're gonna have a master's and then a bachelor, and 2 separate degrees.
Yeah,
kind of.
and I added a minor too.
Mm.
Just because I'm doing petroleum engineering, geology is just the base of petroleum. So I was like, I need to understand that, and I think that's the way you go, right? You need, if you're doing something, then do it right.
Yeah.
Right. So I did my minor in geology, and I'm doing my master in engineering management, but I'm still in thought because I want to do a geomechanical master. So if I can add it to it, it's just gonna add one more semester to the year I'm adding, and then I'm gonna have 2 masters graduating next year.
You're gonna be loaded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. You're loading yourself up and you're preparing yourself for what you have planned for yourself. Yeah. And I know last weekend we kind of touched, like, we've been friends, but you had kind of really explained to us like what your vision was, for yourself, because you were saying you're coming to the end of your schooling career, and there's always that big question, like, what next? Like, are you, like, do you have a plan? And I don't know, can you kind of explain what you were telling us? Like, you said you have a vision for clean energy, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the main vision in like just a simple sentence.
Yeah. So at first my main idea was like, I want to do clean energy, right? I want to, like, especially for me, it was like, I'm African. How can Africa, right, starting by my country, can enjoy from my education, right?
No, yeah.
Because, like, for me, I'm like, it's true, I'm educating myself, and then a lot of people would tell, oh yeah, it's for yourself, it's for you to make money. Okay, I'll make that money, but how can I make that education in use where my community, can enjoy it too? Right.
I think you realized you have a special opportunity that not a lot of people have back home. And so, like, you realize it's bigger than you. Yeah. It's not just I'm going to get rich, I'm going to do this. It's like, I need to bring this knowledge back to my country and make it better.
Exactly, So, at first, I wanted to get straight into clean energy. And then, you do researches and you realize clean energy is not going to happen in 100 years.
Yeah.
Like, the oil industry is a big power, right? But the one thing you can do, right, is to get into the industry and derive that industry. So then I switched from doing environmental to doing petroleum, right? So I started doing petroleum because I wanted to understand, right? Yeah. Because the thing is,
full scope.
Exactly, right? So you can do petroleum. You can be that person that will make the drillings and everything the most environmental way, right? But then you do your researches and you realize, okay, the problem is not only the production, the problem is also the user, right? And I'm part of it too. I always say, like, I'm at my house, I need to go to the store, which is like 2 miles away from me. I'm not gonna walk. I'm gonna take my car and drive it, and I'm impacting the environment. You know what I mean? And then so, for me, I felt like I needed to do petroleum, then get further in petroleum, and then implement the environmental thing in the business that I'm doing. Right?
Got you.
So,
like, I've already proved myself. I know I'm in it. I'm doing what you guys are doing. But here's a new idea.
Exactly.
This is a new vision.
Because I always
said we're gonna take a little switch lanes.
Yeah. Because I always believe in evolution.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, whatever right now, life is good. Yeah. But I know we can do better. Right. Yeah. And then you can see every day there's things that happen in this world to make life even better than what we have right now. For sure. Yeah. Right?
No, yeah. Hey,
and then so...
what better place to start with than the earth, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's the thing that literally keeps all of us alive.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I go back home with that oil knowledge, then I would grab their attention. Yeah. But then if I was to implement a company and then slowly... drive.
You need to take those companies back from the French, bro.
You know what I mean?
Back,
you know what I mean?
Go back home and claim your throne.
Exactly.
That's it.
Wipe it. Just clean the map. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Did you have something to ask?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. So, like, I'm not like very like you don't know a lot about like petroleum. So like, what's I had a question like fracking? What does that do?
So
I know like extracts the oil from like rocks. Right?
Yeah. So I used to hate it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, because I was like, that's the main problem when I was you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I've realized that in every life, before you put hate on something, educate yourself. You know, and I've realized that as simple as, I'm not gonna go too deep in it, as simple as I'm a believer. I'm not religious, but I'm just really spiritual.
Yeah.
I believe in God, right?
Yeah.
There's some people that don't.
Yeah.
The second you step to them to just have the conversation, they're mad.
Yeah.
Right? They don't even take the time to educate themselves and try to understand. We might not agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But with a little of you might understand, but you don't have to agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a big thing. It's just letting down our walls.
You know?
Just talking.
And for me, it was, I started studying petroleum and I started understanding it, and I'm like,
this is bigger.
Like, the precautions that goes through fracking, right? So basically, fracking is just little fissure, like little breaking they do into the ground, right?
It's just tapping into that.
Yeah,
spot,
we call it lithology.
Okay.
Right. So you get some lithologies that really have really small porosity. So porosity is basically the space where fluid can go through.
Like the pores.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you have porosity and permeability.
Okay.
Your permeability is the flow, how fast it goes out.
Okay.
Sometimes you can have big pores, but because they're like let's say I have a big pore right here, but then it's not connected, it's right here. Then how does the oil does this? So your permeability is low. So fracking just permeability.
Permeability.
Yeah. So fracking is just to increase permeability,
Okay.
So they create basically, we call it doors.
It's like roots, basically.
Yeah,
that's
roots,
just touching
exactly.
wherever it can.
Okay. Yeah, so they open it, right? But the thing is, the idea that people have of fracking is that, you make those roads and then there's an opening, right?
Yeah.
And then because there's an opening, they could create any type of earthquake or anything, And the thing is, there's what they call is basically some human created. They use sand.
Okay.
It's like they use
what?
Sand.
Oh.
It's kind of like a human created fluid, right? But they use organic elements so they don't, they don't affect, the lithology, and it's kind of like a glue.
Okay.
It's like it's really chewy, right?
Okay.
And it's really strong too. So what they do when they make those routes, they inject those sands in there.
So what does that do?
So that sand, because that sand will be literally what we want. So if you have that porosity like that, then you have that porosity right here. So now your permeability is high.
So then it's a direct.
Yeah. But at the same time, because it's gluey and it has that cushion, texture, then the ground cannot because there was something there before you crack it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just leaving.
That sand comes and take place of that thing. You know what I mean? So then there's no way that an earthquake will happen from the ground. I don't know, dropping down
because it's replacing what was there before. Okay. It's not like hollowing it out
and then just let it like that.
It fills the holes.
So once they frack and they go in, that's there permanently, basically. So whatever they have rooted in the ground, it's there.
Yeah.
So is the oil? So I've heard different things. So oil is basically once they isn't it just nonstop basically? So when they find a big, huge, let's say in the Middle East, that's a continual giving thing that's replenishing itself continuously, right? Or are we just emptying it out? So down the road, it's just going to empty out and we're going to be what the heck?
Yeah. So the thing is, petroleum is not infinite. Right? So it's
how does oil form? What is...
So it takes millions of years. So oil comes from organic. It's basically
soil and stuff that just basically.
No, it's basically fishes. You have So that's when it goes to the geology part. Because the Earth is constantly in movement.
Yeah.
There's subduction, right? You have the continent crust. You have the seafloor crust.
Yeah.
Always the seafloor crust is always because the density of the seafloor crust is lighter than the continent crust. So the seafloor crust is always subducting under the continent, and it constantly happen. Like it would take millions of years for like have like a 1 kilometer, like millions and millions of years, but it just keeps doing. It just keeps subducting, right? So you have things like organic element, like fishes, crabs, like things like that, like marine life. They die, right?
Go under.
All like yeah. So they die, and then all their minerals and everything just subduct with the seafloor. Yeah.
So when we drive our car, we're smoking ancient crabs.
Yeah.
Dope.
Mr. Crab.
So like they subduct in there, and then with time, they become what we know as crude
Is
oil.
it only marine animals that turn into like oil, or is it like basically all life?
It's marine.
marine.
Yeah, it's marine life.
So it's
Yeah.
okay. I wonder why.
Like if I want to get really deep in it, it's gonna be like really like a lot of scientific like terminology and everything, but that would be like the basic idea of how oil is like
in the
created.
simplest terms.
And that's something that was created millions of years.
So what's the biggest problem with fracking today?
Yeah.
Like environmentally, like what is the biggest harm?
problem?
Like what's the worst case scenario of fracking? Like obviously we're like increasing. Like is it true that we're like making earthquakes happen like hundreds of years before than they should? Because we're cracking that wall on the ground.
So
because I've heard that before.
part, because you had that problem that happens in Oklahoma,
right?
Were
they getting mad at earthquakes?
And then they said they had earthquake and it was because of fracking. That won't happen. Like it's not possible.
So if that's like pretty much
fracking is not fracking is not going to create it.
How come people say that? I feel like I've heard that like so much. Like,
I know.
When we frack, we're increasing the earthquake and the tectonic shifts we're gonna all die.
It's like I can literally take a simple example in lifetime, right? Like as simple as I can be non-educated, right, about American culture, for example, right? Because I moved here, right?
Yeah.
And I could be that ignorant person that moved in America is like, okay. But the thing is, a lot of American TV is shown in my country.
They're what? Oh, showing in your country?
Right? A lot of American TV. So me, as a person, I can come to America and believe whatever I see on TV, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
is that how you
can come to America, arrive here, see a black man, it's the same color as me, and be like, yo, bro, nah, don't come close to me. Just because of a picture that was portrayed from him, from like black community that I've seen on TV, you know what I mean? And that's what is happening with fracturing, you know what I mean? It's just an image that is portrayed out there.
So there's a lot of disinformation.
Exactly.
Is basically what you're saying.
Exactly.
So like a lot like, unless you're in the industry and unless you're studying like you you don't know really what's going on.
And that's the thing. Or unless you really want to understand. Because I believe you don't need to study something to understand.
Do you think the reason why
learning.
Do you think the reason why people are so misled and stuff is because they really don't want to understand and they're kind of lazy? Like they're too lazy to look into something like. Or, I mean, we can't.
I've never thought about
possibly like. I kind of take that back because we can't possibly dive deep and look up the beginning of this and that. So it's like I don't like. You can't blame the people because.
Yeah, because they don't have.
If all you're fed is fast food, that's all you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I see where you're going, but I always say it's easier to hate than learn.
Yeah.
Right? I can just walk in front of you and be like, yeah, no, I don't like this guy. Instead of taking the time. Right? Instead of taking the time to know him. Yeah. So it's easier. It's always easier to hate than learn. But at the same time too, if you like on that bigger of a scale, right? Because we're talking about the oil industry, we're talking about
oh, this is global.
The economy of like the main economy of the world.
Yeah.
Like I always make that joke where some people go to protest, right?
Yeah.
because I'm not the biggest fan of like, because I'm a re-environmental person. Right?
Yeah.
You saw me at your house saving a little bug, like.
Yeah.
I'm that person, right?
Yeah.
But people don't understand what I'm doing. Oil, and I was like, I see those same people going to protest against oil industry, but drive in their car to go.
Or you get what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio driving flying his private plane, burning all kinds of oil, give a speech, and fly back. It's like,
you know what I mean? So it's either instead of hating, we work together to find better routes.
Yeah.
You know, trying to distinct
so basically
and better the technology.
The main thing is just learning to just understand and get to know everyone else around you.
Yeah,
even if what you think that they're talking about or whatever is dumb in your eyes.
Like, and if you feel like you have a dislike about something, then that means you need to take the time to understand that.
See, that's huge what you just said. If you don't like something, you need to get to know as much about it as you can.
Yeah.
Before
you know what I mean?
You hate it with everything.
And you gotta see both sides of it too. That's a big thing too, because you could see one perspective of something, like, oh yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And so you see someone else's like a different perspective than what you think, and talk to them. But now, like, what's everything going on or whatever, like.
Dude, you know what that just made me think of is like, we've all seen Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like on the surface, he's like a meth dealer, right? And he's like just like the worst person. But when you watch the show, you understand, and so you don't completely hate him.
Yeah.
Like you get it from his twisted perspective. You're like,
exactly.
He's doing bad, but I get why he and it's bad. What he's doing is bad, but at least you understand
where he's coming
it's
from.
Like imagine me walking to you and tell you that story. Oh yeah, there's this guy is a drug dealer. He does it. You're gonna be like, what the heck? Like, how can a human do that?
You can't justify that.
Because I have all the understanding because I took the time to actually watch it, and by coming to you, I give you just a brief explanation of the thing. So you just resisted the bad part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then because you're not gonna take the time to be like, okay, you know what? Let me go and sit and watch that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that show. Then you don't understand. So then automatically you hate that character.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's big, man.
That's a simple example right there.
Yep. So the solution is just do everything with a good heart. Try and understand what you don't understand.
Yeah, before you.
And at least try and see things from the way other people are seeing them.
Yeah.
Educate
even
yourself.
If you don't,
Education.
If you can't relate to it, at least just try and see it through their eyes.
You don't need to be an expert, like you said. You don't need to be an expert. Just educate yourself.
Just educate yourself. Because for me, education is not about a degree. Education is how much knowledge
a degree
you can
is
acquire
just a degree is just a VIP pass to get you to backstage where you can meet people.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it. I've met guys that have no degrees that are 10 times smarter than me.
You know what I mean?
You know, but that degree will give you that pass. Hey, you know what? Oh yeah, you're welcome back there.
And that's only because that's the way our society is set up.
And that's it, dude.
Yeah. That's only because our society was set up that way.
Yeah.
And that's why you need that degree. Like, don't even need. That's why, most people want that degree to open them that door, right? But I know many people that, made out life without no degree. If you look at most of the richest people in the world right now, don't have any degree.
Yeah.
They just had the will of educating themselves. You know? Like when you think about Bill Gates or what's his name again? The guy from Apple.
Steve
Jobs. How many books those people can read per year? That's the power that you can get from education. Do they have that degree? No. They just have the will of educating themselves.
Right.
You know?
And adding, remember we talked about, adding your own flavor to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know? You're your own brand. You know?
Right there.
If you, Brandon's a good guy, and he's his own, but if you try and be just like him, you're always going to be right here. You can't ever be Brandon.
You're never going to be the best of you.
You're never. But if you just represent yourself, you recognize the God-given talents that he blessed you with, whether it's being funny, whether it's freaking talking on the internet on YouTube, whether it's whatever, dude, do it. And usually the best way to find that is what brings you the most joy in life.
Yeah.
That's really where you can kind of hone in. If you're blind right now and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm in a space where I just am blind, I don't know where I'm going with my life, I'm going to school, just start doing what makes you happy. Start hanging around the people that make you happy.
Yeah.
And that is where I think the secrets in life hide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is in even the conversations with when
you
you're having a good time.
One of the deepest thing too, talking about understanding.
Yeah.
You need to start by understanding yourself.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Because that's when you know what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when you know what makes you happy. Understanding yourself.
What's the first step in understanding yourself? What do you think that is? Do you think it's hanging out more by yourself? Do you think it's more just being honest with yourself day to day? And
so I like that question because a lot of people always ask me, dude, you don't drink, you don't do this, but like I'll see you in a party and you just letting it out. You're always in that good vibe, you know. And it's because I had to understand myself and who I was, right? And then, you know, we'll go back to the thing like, oh, you need to just stay by yourself and come and hang out with yourself and reflect on yourself. I cannot stay without a human being next to me for more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Dude, amen to that, dude.
Like literally.
I know people that can't, that are the opposite though.
Yeah.
And I try and understand it, but like, and the people are like, well, you live by yourself. Like, how do you do that by yourself? And I'm like, that's the only way I stay sane.
Yeah.
Like, just having that alone time in the day sometimes. But everyone's different. You don't need, like, everyone has their own way of coping.
For me, like, I'm a really, like, social person.
Yeah.
I like to interact. Like, you can ask him, he can't, hey, bro, can I snowboard? I was like, hell yeah, you can. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm that person, you know what I mean? I like to interact with people. And, like, you're going to tell me, so when did you take the time to reflect and think about yourself and, like, see, you know, who you are? And that's when we go to the second, you know, thing that you said. It was being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because today we have a lot of people that are just trying to be like society. Right? It's always the trends. It's always, you know, that thing. It's always that. I always say I'm a weird kind of human being. Just need to be around me and realize, God damn, this guy is weird as fuck. Sorry for my cursing.
All of us.
That's probably why we're such good friends, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, the definition of weirds.
Yeah, but
what is
the definition of weird is being a leader.
You know what I mean?
Being weird is being your own person. You're your own brand. You're representing yourself.
You know?
Like that guy's weird. That's, you know, you even see people that like trendsetters. The trendsetters are the ones that are the weirdest.
Yeah.
Like you'll see Kanye West walking down the street with a freaking hobo outfit, and you're like, what the heck? And then like a month later, everybody's
wearing the same thing.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm about. And I talk to people and I always say, weird is cool.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's the true cool.
Yep.
Because that's your truest self.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because you're not trying to be anybody. You're not trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
You're not trying to please people around you. You're not trying to please your society. Like for me, be yourself. As long as you're not hurting anybody around you, then do you.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good.
That's huge. Yeah, as long as you're not hurting anyone around you,
then
be yourself.
Yeah.
What's the biggest? You know? What's the worst that could happen?
And the weird thing is that if you as weird as possible and confident in your weirdness, then people like it.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, I like your swag. Damn, bro. Yeah, bro, why did you do that?
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why are you wearing these glasses, bro?
You know?
Hey, what's wrong with you, bro? Those are girl glasses.
They will tell you. They will tell you, like, and I always get that out of, I know I cannot wear this, but it looks good on you.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'm wearing it. It's weird, but I'm wearing it with confidence.
And you like it. That's you.
When people see you with confidence wearing something they want, they think that what you're wearing makes them feel like that, but it's really just what you're wearing is who you are.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's what I say is being true to yourself and not try to please everybody around you. It took me a long time to understand. I actually learned it the hard way. But like sometimes you need to say fuck it.
Exactly.
That's true.
You know, you don't have to do it like people.
Have you always kind of like thought like that, or like do you have someone that kind of inspired you when you were younger to think like that? Like when you were growing up, like how did you kind of get that mindset?
So that mindset, it was me just being in pursuit of happiness, right? And then so when you're in pursuit of happiness, most of the time, because of the way, you know, our society is set up, you believe that it's having this or having that, or, you know, having all these people to like you, right? And then I always take that and I say, you know, if you're chasing a butterfly, you're never gonna catch it. But then if you see them silently, the same butterfly will come and sit on your shoulder.
That's
and
good.
you have it right there, right?
Yeah.
So you as a human being chasing every day, you know, attention for people and trying to, like, you know, be that person that is always the coolest, you know, just walking everybody like, oh yeah, Georges. Then you're actually doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And you're not happy because you believe that's why it's making you happy.
Yeah.
Right? So you force it. So the second someone tells you, oh, hey, I don't like you, then you're frustrated.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Right? That person has the right to not hang out with you.
Well, and then even imagine, like, this is what I tell people too, like, so everyone, like you said, they're faking it till they make it.
Yeah.
But, like, let's say you do make it, like, not being yourself. Then you have to be that person that's not really you your whole life.
And you have to
Then
live
Because
make
that's
it.
what people, so what are you going to do? Are you going to feed to the likes of everyone while you sacrifice your soul? Or are you just going to represent yourself?
Well,
Because
like,
I know some people
lonely.
that, when you get to the top, you've done everything you can to make everyone else around you happy, when inside you're like, dang, I don't even really like doing this, but it's what everyone likes, so I'm just going to keep it going.
You know? So
yeah,
you have everything you want, but are you going to be happy?
Yeah.
Right? And then that's where you realize that being true to yourself, and that's why I took the example of the butterfly. Being true to yourself, then you start attracting people to you. Because you have a sane soul.
Yeah.
You said you were like spiritual, like, and you said, you know, like some people aren't, and you said that you are. Do you think that kind of helps you stay sane a little bit, or do you think that kind of helps you, like, give you peace of mind, like when you're going through your day?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Like just knowing that there's a higher power watching out for you.
Yeah. So
like, do you believe that like there's a higher power that, like, wants the best for you?
So for me, I believe it, and I believe it 100%. And it doesn't take much in my life to pray at night and to pray in the morning. Right?
That's good, yeah.
Like, I can sit down and take a novel and read that novel. Why can't I just sit down and read the Bible? Right? So for me, my belief is either I do it now, right, and I die, and I was right. And I'm like, okay, my soul is saved. You know, I try to be a nice person, the best version of mine. You know, I try to, like, you know, offer to my community and people around me love, respect, you know, because of that belief I had, right? But then, what if I don't do it?
And you find out you were wrong.
I find out I was wrong. You know?
No, yeah, it's good.
Right? But there's also, I'm doing it right now, and then it's not right. What did I lose of it?
That's true, man.
Because it kept me sane. It gave me Georges. It made me the person I am today.
It enabled
you know?
It enabled your soul.
Exactly. Because for me, why I started, like, why? Because I grew up in it, but I've never been that spiritual. You know what I mean? Because it was mostly like your parents tell you do it. Right?
You know, if you don't come, you're gonna be in trouble.
You know what I mean? And then, like, so, but how did I get spiritual? Because I realized that it started making me reflecting on myself more often, right? Like, the simple thing to me will happen, the most simplest thing that most people would just go through it. It's like, oh yeah, it happened, but I would take the time to reflect on it.
Why it happened?
Why it happened?
Yeah.
And I feel like I became that person because of my spirituality, because it makes you think about yourself, right? Because when you're spiritual, then you want to be good. Because you don't want to offend God, right?
No, yeah.
That is the main idea.
Well,
so you want to be good. So you reflect a lot on every single action you're making throughout your day, every decision you're making.
Yeah,
you know,
it's true.
And that's I think the best thing that my spirituality have ever done to me.
I agree with that a lot, because just like we started back up around the same time last year, going to church and stuff and doing that, and it just made me look at people differently. Before, you know, like I didn't have this. I get took away my ego.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. It killed my ego, and which is like I'm so thankful for it. Having friends like you guys, and like kind of like being a little younger and seeing the way you guys treat people and love people through your spiritual. You're spiritual, and you know it's crazy to see how much you can grow through it too. If you like reflect how you said, like there's things that happen now where I'm like, back then a year ago or 2 years ago I'd be livid, like, you know, and then now it's just like. Just another thing, like it's either God plan has me here, and I'm like gonna have to reflect and see how I got here.
Yep.
And then if I have to retrace my steps and move back forward, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's a good way. Yeah, that's real good,
Brandon. And that's all He gives to you.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
But by doing that, you become the best version you can ever be.
No, yeah.
This is the way I see it, bro. Like we're all broken people. You know, we're all broken. No one's perfect.
No.
Everyone's got their own demons. Everyone's born with, you know, different things that affect them negatively. We're all born in different worlds, you know. Everyone's brought up differently.
Yep.
And so if you can just look at everyone like that and realize, like, we're not all perfect, you know, don't put people, like, on a pedestal and just know that we're all the same, really. And if the way that we're more connected than we think is really what I'm getting at. Like we have more in common. Like we're all different. We all have our own brand. But dude, we're all on this ride together. You know, we're all alive at the same time in this specific time in the world. Like we're all like, this is a team, really. If you look at it, this is the team. This is season 1 now.
We're supposed to be a team and try to make it.
We want to make it to season 7. You know, at least. But we gotta work together.
Yep.
You know, if we're freaking eat each other up, we will we'll speed up it and we'll just crumble. So we gotta all work together, and I think dude, like even just us 3 at this table, we could do a lot of change. And even if it's, you know, just with the interactions around us, and not that we haven't already made an impact, but everything that we've talked about, if we just continue to live it and not just talk about it, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe that too.
Because it's more than just saying it, it's doing it. That's a big thing. You know, a lot of people talk, but then it's like, then they die like immediately.
No, I like how you
so you have to speak what you do.
Exactly like how you said, if you could find the time to pray in the morning and the night, but like you have to also meet God in the middle and work, you know what I'm saying?
Like don't just be like, oh praying. God, you could have this 1 minute of my day, and then I'm like,
right?
Like, because going through your day.
And that's the thing too, because like I've had the conversation with many people who don't believe in spirit, like they just not really, like, because I'm not even religious neither. It's just they don't believe in God at all, you know. And then like, you know, a conversation is like, why would you believe with some random man and just praying him every day, right? But like, it's not just praying. It's just how you're behaving. Like you said, meeting God in the middle. You know what I mean? Every step you're making, every decision you're making, just because I believe in Him, I think about why He would think. If I do this thing that way.
A lot of times, the way He speaks to you is through your own consciousness.
Exactly.
So when you're laying out your problems, and when you're laying out, immediately once you say those words, the answer comes to you. So you're like, you know what I mean? You know, that's what happens to me sometimes. Like even like especially like when I'm in the deprivation tank, like you just lay it all out, dude, and all of a sudden you're like, oh dang, I wasn't ready for that.
You know?
It's like an overflow of just thoughts.
So it's like, that's like you said, it's not just praying in the morning and praying at night. It's just, you know, in your everyday step, from like getting off your beds to going back to your beds. You in constant reflection, and that's what I was telling you. It makes me reflect a lot on myself. You know.
It's a good thing, man. That's really good. I hope, you know, the people that are listening can you know, do the same and have that right mindset. More than just saying it, doing it. You know, so much we see these people on Instagram that they're just like saying all these things, and you don't know if they're really living it. You know, so if you're honest with yourself. I think that actions speak louder than words. So like people they're gonna get a lot from, you know, our conversations and stuff, but really people are gonna learn more about us and get more inspiration by hanging out with us and living with us.
True.
Or you know what I mean? So just when you're with people, like be who you are. Like I don't know. I guess just be who you are through the whole thing. You know, don't like be this person and then this day I'm gonna be this person. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like
And if you still trying to figure out yourself, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's normal, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes through that. But while you're trying to figure out, don't try to be someone else.
Yeah, and don't box yourself in either. You know, expose yourself to different people.
Exactly.
Expose yourself to just, you know, hanging out with people. Like how we look, dude. Like we got a friendship now. You know, you came to my house, you rode horses. We've not only that, but like we've kicked it. You know.
Yeah.
And it all you know, was seeded from a moment of us just getting out of our comfort zone and just having a good time.
You know?
So
it's as simple as that.
just think of that. Like one little tiny interaction can lead to a future, you know, root that's finally,
you know what I mean?
You're planting seed. This is what I told someone at work the other day, is every day, every interaction, everything you do is a seed.
Yep.
So if you're planting good seeds, you know, you're honest with yourself. I'm gonna tell George some inspirational stuff. That's a good seed. Maybe he'll take that and do something good with it. You know, this person told me off on the phone. You know what? I'm sorry. You know, it was my bad. I could have if I would have told him off, that seed is never growing. So down the road, that could have been something in the weirdest way, you know, but that's closed off. So like, just plant good seeds. Everything you do. And eventually, at the end of your life, you're going to be surrounded by so many people that love you. And that's really what it's all about. Like, when you're at the end of your life, when you're in your hospital bed, you ain't going to be looking at your Instagram to see how many freaking friends you have. Right. You're going to look in the hospital room and say, dang, all these people love me.
Here for me.
You know, dang, this was a life worth living.
Yep.
That's the way I see it.
And that's when it goes to the energy, because I always, I'm the kind, so that's why I always tell people, if you don't believe in God, just believe in a higher power.
Yeah.
That will help you so much in life. Because when you go from spirituality, you go to energy. And whatever energy you give out to people, that's the same kind of energy
it's so
that comes
weird
back
because
to
you really
you.
can sense energy in people.
You can.
Like, that sounds so stupid, but like, I've been around people, and like, I've never said, like, maybe at a party in the past, and I just like didn't have a good feeling about someone, and I didn't tell no one, and then later on, like the next day, they're like, yeah, that guy stole from me, but I just sensed like a weirdness.
I always say I have a gift, right?
Yeah.
I have a gift to choose friends.
Yeah.
Right? And then, because growing up, my mom was like, George, it's like, why don't you just have one friend that just comes every day?
Yeah.
Why do you have all these people just showing up? Like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, make yourself one friend, you know?
Yeah.
And I used to always tell her, like, no worries, like, don't be worried. I have a gift. I always tell her, she's like, you have a gift. I'm like, yeah, I have a superpower. I know how to choose people. And, you know, through my life, I always have that thing where someone can step to me, right?
Yeah.
In 1 to 2 minutes of conversation, I know if I can associate myself to that person or not. Automatically.
Yeah.
And it's just that energy that person is giving out to me, right? And I say, if you give good energy and there's a bad energy trying to come toward you, that good energy will protect you. It's like a how you call it? Captain America force field or something. Like, literally, that good energy of yours will protect you. It will tell you, like, this guy,
maybe you should leave this place.
Just let him be.
Yeah.
You don't need to connect to him.
Yeah.
Right? And like, throughout my life, if I meet someone and I meet someone else through that person, right? That person that I meet will be like, oh, dude, your friend is dope. Talking about me, right? If I have a friend and I introduce him to another friend of mine, that friend of mine will be like, oh, dude, your friend you introduced me is dope. And it's like it's a circle. Like, whoever you're going to introduce me to your friend would think I'm dope. Whoever I'm going to introduce to my friend would think I'm dope. And it's just because of that energy we're giving out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It spreads through people.
You know, it's spreading. And then, so if you're living with that good energy, if I'm living with that good energy, you living with that good energy, I introduce you to Josh. Because he's living with that good energy, then you connect.
Yeah.
Bam.
Dude, we're like Super Saiyan right now, dude. We're glowing. I feel it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that simple. Everything you're going to give out is going to come back to you.
The biggest answers to the biggest questions in life are so simple.
You just have to practice.
They really are simple, dude. Like it's not that complicated. I mean, it can be if you make it, but it's really as simple as just like what you just said.
I was talking to my friend yesterday. Actually, I was telling her because she's asking me to help her, working out, getting her feet moved and everything. And then I was telling her,
you're so shredded or what?
And then she was like, I was like, tomorrow we're going to the gym. She was like, George, it's all week, like my legs are hurting. I'm like, yeah, my body is hurting too.
Yeah.
But we're still going tomorrow. She's like, no, Jesus, please, tomorrow, let's leave. I was like, no, we're going tomorrow. And I told her, I was like, you know what is wrong right now? She was like, what? You're being your own enemy.
Damn.
What did she say? Did she go or no?
Yeah, she came this morning.
Cool.
Nice.
She was like, I was like, you're being your own enemy. Because you won't progress. And you know where you want to go.
Yeah.
Like, just because of a tiny pain. Then you're saying, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You're being your own enemy.
That's
cool,
what man.
It goes to what you were saying. It's simple. Because we know what we're supposed to do. We make it hard.
Yeah, we do. We make it so hard, bro.
We don't do it, even though we know what we're supposed to do. But then we sit there and be like,
make excuses, bro.
Right?
Freaking.
And then you're like, right? And then you're like, when everything goes to shit, then you're like, okay, so what happened?
Yeah.
Why is it going that way? You did it.
Yeah.
You knew what you were supposed to do, but you didn't do it.
Yep.
Damn.
You know?
So I wanted to end this by talking about we always kind of like talk about music and like fights and random stuff at the end. So before this, we were talking about like what's the best collaboration albums of all time.
Yeah.
And you and I agreed. I don't know. Did you have another one? So what we came to the conclusion that Damian Marley and Nas is probably the best collaboration album of all time.
Yep, definitely.
Because we were listening to it, and we were even listening to it last weekend.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about like how you wouldn't expect it at all. Like some people collaborate, and it's like they'll throw Justin Bieber on a track with like 2 Chainz, and you're like, that was a little. It's cool, but like it didn't flow or whatever. Yeah. But Damian Marley and Nas. Dude, like you said, connection of energy.
The energy.
That was a powerful album, dude. We were listening to Zion. What is it? Like to keep on walking on the road to Zion. Yeah. So like you get like Damian's like his just soothed voice of Bob living through him, and then you get Nas just preaching. Just preaching, like just going in. I'm like,
the interesting part for me with that album and why I agreed with you was just the sharing of culture.
Yeah.
Right? They don't come from the same background.
Not
even from the same country, right? But how did they connect so well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They did it.
And then that's literally what I was talking about. Because when I listen to that album, it's like he pumps, like he gives me that energy. You know, it pumps me up, and it's just, they had that good energy that they just combined and just let it out to the public, to the audience, for us like receive it. So you listen to the album, you connect to it. It's not only the beat, it's all about the radiation that every single tap. How they go on that tap, how they dropping the lyrics on that bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you feeling about it. And that's why I was like, like when I listened to all the albums that you had, we can name it, right? We had Drake and this, we had this guy and this guy. But how many times you listen to a collaboration and you're like, okay.
Yeah. It's iconic.
It sticks with you.
You know what I mean?
There's, like, I think we've all got, like, you can tell when a song took a lot of time to make, like you said, by the little, like you just described, that little tap.
Yeah.
Like there's like the best songs, my personal favorite songs, have little Easter eggs in them.
Yeah.
And there's might just be that one little thing that you hear in that one part that's like,
it's just right there,
and you never hear it again.
Right.
And you're like, dang, they did that for a reason. There was that little gem that it's only for the people that are really listening, and it hits at that spot.
Right.
And I love songs like that. That will just hit you with a little sprinkle,
that's
little
why I'm
sauce.
such a big Kendrick fan. He always has little things.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what you were showing me that song. You were like, oh, you listened to it. I was like, oh, like that Jaden.
Yeah, the Jaden. Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I haven't listened to it. I saw it, but I want the album to come out so I can actually sit there and listen to it. And that's how it goes in. Because for me, when I listen to music, for me to like it, I need to connect to it.
Yeah.
I like albums that are created like in a cinematic theme. So like it's like even like Kanye West talked about like his albums aren't just like song to song. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
So like if you just listen to it with your eyes closed, you even listen to like
College
Dropout, and it even has like the little voices in between and stuff. You're in like a world of imagination, and it like takes you. I love that. Like I'm like that creativity like inspires me. Yeah. Like cinematic albums and stuff like that. So like when I hear Damian Marley and Nas collaboration, I think of like inspiration and adventure. Like when I hear those songs, like I want to keep on walking on the road to Zion. When I'm hearing that, I'm like thinking of my own life. Like I'm gonna get to Zion. You know, like I'm inspired. I'm on an
step
adventure.
by step.
So when I hear that, I'm like, dang, I'm in another world right now.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was talking about. And like literally on that song, every beat is like your step. You like, you step into it. You know, you go into it. It's like you're really feeling it.
Yeah.
It's like there's this African singer. He's actually becoming like popular in America now. His name is Burna Boy.
Burna Boy.
Right, Burna Boy. And he became really famous from his last album he made last year. I'm crazy about this kid because, and his music is educational, right?
Yeah,
really educational.
You're gonna have to show me some of his music because I've honestly never heard of him.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
So the album he did was African Giant, right? Where he's talking about how Africans are always complaining about Western and Europeans, how like they come in and then getting arrested. But what are we even doing?
Yeah,
you're complaining about them, but what are you even doing? Right? That's the main idea of African Giants, the album, and he comes out with another album this year. It's called Twice As Tall. Right?
And it hasn't came out yet.
But no, it came out now. It came out last week, and then the entire album is about how, as humans, right, we need to connect, right? As humans, we need to all connect. And then why you start talking about it is because a lot of time, you can ask any black human in America, you ask him, you tell him, oh, are you African? He'll probably get mad at you. Literally.
Why is that?
Yeah. Right, because the African, for them they will tell you I'm African American. I'm not, you know what I mean? But you ask any white person in America, they'll tell you, yeah, I'm American, but like my parents are Italians and then Irish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it kind of touches on that, or what?
Yeah, and then so it's like we can understand because it was different the way they came here, but at the same time it's like at the end of the day, you live better if you know where you come from.
Yeah.
True.
Know your root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like me, like literally when I listen to this guy and I get into his albums, bro, I'm just sitting there and I'm just jamming with that thing like he killed, dude.
Oh, we're bumping it right after this.
That's the kind of music.
This video, call up the boys, put out the bat signal. What is it called? African Giants?
African Giants.
African Giants mobbing deep. We got Ivory Coast in the house.
So yeah, dude, I'm about,
Hey, so real quick, show your shirt, bro. I didn't even expect you to wear that.
Definitely, bro. Guys, I rock that all day.
Hey, we sold 2 batches out. Boom. We just got another one. If you guys want a shirt, we're straight up doing it ghetto style, selling them out the trunk of our car. We don't care.
Yep.
Hit us up. We'll find you. For those of you guys that have shirts, we'll meet you.
Yeah.
We got Venmo. I finally got Venmo. We're upgrading. Just
and I'm advising them to have a T-shirt with a bigger logo in the back.
Oh, we're getting there, bro. Hey, this is just the prototype.
Hey,
we're getting a feel for the culture.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, do you want to plug your IG or anything like that?
So my IG is Mr. _ Monatin. Monatin is MONATIN. Mr. MR. You want to slide in my DMs? I'm a really cool person. Like he told you. Like I don't care wherever you come from. You want to know who I am. You want to know where I'm from. If you live in New Mexico, you try kick it. I'm always down for that. I'm always about meeting new people, learn new cultures, sharing my culture. So yeah, That's what I have to say.
You have anything else?
Live your life against the grain. Hey, that's how you live your life.
That's it. Hey guys, we love you. Glad to be back. We have a lot planned. Okay, we have a lot of good guests lined up. It's honestly hard to choose, you know.
Yeah.
But just know that we're gonna keep them coming. We're gonna keep going against the grain. We love you. We love you. Keep riding with us, guys.
Yo.
Let's go.
Good episode, dude.